Hi guys, let us see about the for loop. See, for loop, it is also a repetitive statement. See, by help of the for loop, we can repeat a process or repeat a statement, a single statement or a block of statement. We can repeat it until the condition is true. We can repeat the process. See, in for loop, the syntax is at the very first in the single line itself. We can mention the first one, the initialization part, and second one, test expression or the test condition, and third, the update expression, that is increment or decrement expression, increment or decrement statement. This can be, all the three things can be given in a single line itself, that is in for loop. See, in previous class we had seen about the while loop and do while loop. In that loop and all, we will use these three parts, that is initialization part separately, next test condition separately, and update expression, that is increment and the decrement part. These three things will be mentioned or declared in the program differently in different parts. But in for loop, these three statements we will declare it in a single line. In the for loop, we can declare all the three parts, that is initialization part, test condition part, and the updation part, or that is updation statement, whether increment or decrement. These all the three were mentioned in the single line in for loop. So this is the main difference between the while do while loop and the for loop. Say, for loop also, like while loop, it is also known as entry controlled loop, because at the starting point itself we will check the condition. If the condition is true, then it allows the controller inside the body of the loop. So at the starting point itself it will check. So it is known as the entry controlled loop. In previous class, in previous session, we had seen about the while loop and do while loop. See, while loop, it is also at the starting point itself it will check the test condition. So while loop also a entry controlled loop. Here the for loop also known as the, as it is checking the condition at the beginning part, beginning itself. So this for loop also known as the entry controlled loop. See, now let us see the syntax. Here the loop name is for loop. For keyword, then open parenthesis here, see, in for loop at very first is initialization statement, that is initialize statement. Here next test expression or test condition, here condition part. Next semicolon, here at last update, updation expression or update statement. Here we should not put semicolon for loop at the end. Next here open brace. Next, this is the body of the loop, each and every line or statement. Statement 1, statement 2 up to statement n we can declare inside the body of the loop, for loop. Next I am closing the brace. The here open brace and close brace. See, here we are checking the condition at very first itself, here itself. If the condition is true, then it allows the block of statement inside the loop to execute. So if the condition is false, at the starting itself control will jump outside of the loop. So this is known as for loop. It is otherwise known as entry controlled loop. For loop or entry controlled loop. This loop is otherwise known as entry controlled loop. Here how it's work, let us see. See, at very first, this is the initialize statement. The variable, very first we will declare the variable and initialize the loop variable. Here in for loop, this is the single line. Here in the single line itself we are having the three part, first initialization part, test condition part and updation part. Here in initialization part, here the variable will be initialized only once. Here very first the controller will come inside the loop. Here once it comes inside, initialization statement will occur. It will occur for only one time only. Suppose if you are repeating the process some 5 or 10 times, means for each and every time the variable it won't initialize. It will initialize at a single time only before the first iteration happen. Say, so very first the for loop the value will be initialized. After that test condition, it check the condition. If the condition is true, then if the condition is true, then it will come inside the, this is the body of the loop. It will come inside the body of the loop, and next it will update the statement, that is the increment or decrement. This update statement will happen. This is very first, it will come here, it will occur only once, and then after test condition, if the test condition is true, then it will come inside the for loop, and after the increment or decrement. Update statement is nothing but, see, this is otherwise known as increment or decrement. Increment or decrementing the values, the loop value. This is the update statement. Say if the condition is true at the, this is the second part, it will check the condition. If the condition true, it will come inside the loop and updation will happen, whether increment or decrement. Next, suppose if the condition is false, then it will come outside of the loop here. If it is false, then it will come outside of the loop. This is if it is false, condition is false. Here if condition is true, in this way the for loop will work. See, now let us see a simple example. See here, now we are going to print a series of number by using the, by help of the for loop. See, program it is used to illustrate for statement or for loop. Here here I am declaring a variable integer I. Next here number. Enter the number. Here scanf %d. What type of data this one? Integer data. So I have given %d and ampersand of no. Next, for loop. In for loop, in the syntax, very first, that is initialization part. We are going to initialize the variable, initialize the value. So I have declared the variable I as the loop variable. Here I is equal to 0. I am initializing the value I to 0. Next, condition part. Here condition I should be less than how much? No. Suppose in runtime you are giving 5 means from 0 to 5 the value will be printed. Next, semicolon. Here increment or update part, that is increment or decrement. Here you should not use the semicolon at the end of the for loop. Next, open brace. Here I am telling to print the I value. Printf. Next, /n. /n it is used to display the data line by line, new line. Say /n. Next, I am going to display the integer value, that is I value. I value is what? Data type, integer data type. So %d, comma, next, comma, I. Here semicolon. I am closing this for loop here. Next, get ch and close the main part. See here, first let us see how it works. If you are executing this program, the output at the first time, it will ask enter the number. Here if you are giving the value 5, this 5 will be the scanf is keyboard. In whatever you give in the values given by the keyboard, it will be stored in the variable no. So the value at the runtime given in the keyboard, it will be stored in no. Next, I am using this for loop. Here in for loop, I have told you the initialization part will be work only one time only. At the starting time, very first time, the value will be initialized. Next, until the loop completed, this initialization part it won't considered in the for loop. So here at the starting point, I have declared the variable this I am initializing the value to how much? 0. Next, after it comes to this part. In this part, this is the test condition part, that is test conditional part. Here I am telling I should be lesser than no. That means what? I value should be, this is the test I value should be lesser than 5. This is the condition. So what is the I value now? Initialization value I have initialized to 0. So I value is 0. 0 is lesser than 5. Yes, this condition true. If the condition is true, I have told in the syntax. Next, what it will do? It will go to the inner part of the loop, that body of the loop. So here it jump here. Here I am telling to print the value of I. So in the output, the value of I is now current value is 0. It will be printed as 0. And next, if the condition is true, then controller will go inside the loop and increment the value of I, increment or decrement. Here I am incrementing the value of I. these two process will be occurred now. First it will print the value, next it will increment the I value. Now I value is previous value plus 1, that is the plus operator, that is increment operator. Previous value is 0, now 0 plus 1, the value is 1. Now I hold the value 1. So I value will be changed as 1. Again it will check the condition here. First iteration completed. In second iteration, I value is 1, it will check the value I is lesser than NO5. Yes, I value is 1, this is lesser than 5. So again it will be repeated. Now I am telling to print the value of I. Currently now I value is 1. After printing the I value will be incremented here. Here now I value will become 2. Again it check the condition. In similar way, everything up to 4 it will print. Next, in this iteration, I value is 4, I will be printed. After I will be incremented to 5. Now current value of I is 5. Here in condition it will check. 5 is lesser than 5, no, the condition is false. So it jump outside the loop. Here it will come outside of the loop. So from 0 to 4 the value will be printed. Suppose in for loop, if you are using here, instead of I is lesser than NO, I is lesser than or equal to NO, if you are putting equal to here, then 5 also will be printed here. If you are not using this equal to symbol, 5 is up to I lesser than 5, that means up to 4 the output values will be printed. So here if you are using equal to symbol, 5 also will be printed. See, remember, for each and every iteration this part it won't work. At the starting point only this I value will be worked. After that, up to completing, if it is 5 means NO is 5 means, in the condition up to 0 to 5 iteration will be happen. For each and every iteration, from here the controller will go inside, I will be incremented. Again it will check here whether lesser than or equal to the given value, that is NO. If it is not, if the condition is true, again it will enter inside the loop, I value will be incremented and the condition will be checked. In similar way it will go up to the condition is true. Once condition is false, it can jump outside of the loop. In this way the for loop will be executed. See, here we can use increment or decrement value. Suppose if you want to print the value in reverse order, here in condition we can give here. See, from where we should print in reverse order means, suppose if I am giving 5 means 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 up to 0, 5 to 1 in reverse it is. So here we should initialize the value. The initialization value is upper value. From upper value we are going to decrement and each and every value. So here at the starting point, here I value should be how much? NO. If you are giving 5, I will hold the value 5. Next is semicolon. In condition, we should give here I should be greater than 0. Greater than 0 means if NO is 5 means 5 to 1. Otherwise, greater than or equal to 0 means the 0 value also printed. Here instead of increment value, you should give the decrement value, that is minus value. If you give minus value for each and every time, the current value, that is the previous value of I will be decremented, that is minus 1 to the previous value. Say previous value of I, now suppose we are giving 5 means 5 is the current value, 5 value will be decremented with 1 number 1. 5 minus 1 4. After the second iteration 4 minus 1 3, like that, up to the condition I should be greater than or equal to 0. For each and every iteration it will check whether it is the greater than, the given value is greater than 0 or not. If it is greater than 0, then the number, the output will be printed, the given value will be printed. Otherwise, if it is false, it will jump outside of the loop. So here NO will be 5. For each and every time it will check that I should be greater than or equal to 0. So I value, starting value is 5. From 5 it will check 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 up to 0 it will check. For each and every time, if the condition true, it will be printed like this, 2, 1, 0. After that, after the 0, again the I value will be decremented to minus 1. Now it will check the condition whether minus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. See, the minus 1 is not greater than 0, it is lesser than 0. So here the condition is false, so it will print up to 0 only. Once it is minus 1, then the controller will come outside of the loop. So in this way we can print the value of the series in reverse order. See, next, in same way, let us see another one simple example. Say, suppose if you want to print the multiplication table, if you are giving the table number, that table should be printed. Suppose if you are asking fifth table, means the fifth table should be print from 1 up to 5 tens or 50. The multiplication table should be printed. So this is the program. Now let us see how it's work. This is the multiplication table. So here, instead of number, I am giving here table number. Which table number you need, you can give it in Tn. Tn, it refers the table number. So in printf, you give enter the table number. Here scanf, which table you need, you can give it here. Scanf percentage d, here ampersand of Tn, because integer I have declared percentage d. For integer variable you should use ampersand and Tn. Next, here I am using the for loop. I need the for loop from, we start from 1 to how much. Here in condition part we can give I is lesser than 10, means from 1 to 10. Suppose if we need 16, up to 16 means you can give 16 also. Here I am giving up to 10 times. So I value will be start from 1 to up to how much, 10. For each and every time I am here updating the expression, that is incrementing the value to 1. Next, here for we can give like this, printf c/n, here percentage d. Next, here for multiplication symbol we can use x or star symbol. Next, percentage d. Next, equal symbol and percentage d. So here I am closing. Next, I am mentioning the variable name. First variable name, here I value. For each and every time I value will be printed. Next variable, this d is used for table number, here Tn. Next, comma, I am going to multiply this I into table number. We can give it like this, directly we can give, otherwise if we need, we can declare the variable, we can multiply the, for each and every iteration we can multiply the number, that is the table number and the loop values, and we can store it in then that variable, and we can mention it here also. So now let us do a second method. Here again I am declaring another one variable ans. For each and every time, this is also right, for each and every time I am multiplying this variable ans with ans is equal to I into table number. So after I am telling to printf, here first slash n, see printf slash n, here percentage d, next this symbol x symbol or multiplication symbol into, next percentage d, after that equal symbol, next percentage d. You are closing the format specifier. After here you are giving the variable name, first one I variable, that value inside the I, it should be printed here. After this symbol, into symbol will be print, next percentage d, here I am telling to print the table number. After that this equal to symbol will be printed for each and every iteration, and here at last ans, answer, the value inside the ans variable will print here. Next I am closing this for loop. Again let's see it, I am closing the main. Here say in output at very first it was here enter the table number. Suppose if I need third table, if I am giving value 3, that 3 will be stored in where, this tn variable. So this variable tn hold the value how much, 3. At runtime it will ask what table we need, we can give that table number. So after getting the table number, it goes to the for loop. Say inside the loop I am telling from 1 to 10. Say first I value is how much, 1. I value is now, what is the value of I, 1. I is equal to 1. It will check the condition true, okay, I value okay. Again inside this block of statement will be executed after I will be incremented. So after condition checked, now it go inside the block of statement. Here this statement will be executed. In this statement I am telling answer is equal to I into tn, that is what is the value of I, now current value is 1, 1 into what is the table number, tn number, tn is equal to 3, 1 into 3, answer is 3. So this 3 will be stored in where, ans variable, that already I have declared here, that in the ans variable, the after the multiplication that result will be stored in ans variable. Next here after I am telling to print this output. In the printf I am telling slash n means next line, for each and every time let us consider this is the display screen. Say now suppose if the cursor is here, the cursor will be go to the next line. From in this line it will print like this. Very first I am telling percentage d. This percentage d holds the I value. So what is the I value? 1. Next this is message or text. Whatever text given here, that will be printed within double quotes. This is the text. Here I am telling to print the text into or x, whatever you need we can give, for multiplication symbol into. Next here percentage D. This percentage D, see this percentage D, this one holds Tn variable. See now inside the Tn, what value that? This is the constant value. For each and every iteration, the Tn value will not change. Only the I value will be changed for each and every time, because we are updating the expression. We are incrementing the value, I value. But this Tn value will be the constant. So here in the Tn, I have stored the value 3. So I into 3. Next, this symbol, equal to symbol will be printed. After that, percentage D. Here this percentage D, it refers this ANS variable. So in ANS, I have multiplied the I and Tn value, and I have stored that answer in ANS, that result in ANS. What is the current ANS value? 3. So here 1 into 3 is equal to 3. So 3 will be in this step, this will be printed in the display screen, that is output screen. When after the I will be incremented, this inside this condition, that is set of statement, the block of statement get executed. After executing this statement, it will increment the I value and check the condition. Now I value will be how much? Here I value will be now 2, because here I incremented. Again it is going, it will check the whether I is lesser than 10. 2 is lesser than 10. Okay, this condition is true. So next the same process will be happen. Here what is the answer? Answer is equal to I into Tn. Now what is the I value? I had incremented into 2 value. So answer is equal to 2 into this Tn value is constant, because this third table 2 into 3, what is the result? 6. That 6 will be stored in ANS. Next, after here it will come to the printf statement. See, after getting the answer in this step, I am telling /n. This /n means next line. Suppose if you are not using this /n, it will be printed horizontally. The table will be printed horizontally. We need line by line. So I am giving /n here. So at very first /n, now current position will be here, that cursor will be here. Because it is /n here, the cursor will come to the beginning of the line. Here I am telling to /n. Okay, now cursor is here. Again I am telling to print the percentage D, that is I value. I value is 2. After this multiplication symbol, next this 3 percentage D, this constant value table number. Next here answer is how much? 2 into 3 is already we have calculated and stored in the ANS value. That value will be printed here. So in the same way up to how much? Here 9 only it will print. 9 into 3, 27, because here I have given the relational operator lesser than operator. Suppose if we need the 10 also, we should give lesser than or equal to. If you are giving lesser than or equal to, then up to 10. 10 into 3 is equal to 30. Up to 10 times it will print the third table. So in this way the multiplication table can be printed.